Welcome back, everyone. Listen, the holidays can bring a lot of interesting feelings when it comes to families getting together, but unfortunately for some, that feeling is depression and even thoughts of suicide. Unfortunately, suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in North Carolina, and it's the second leading cause of death for ages 15 to 34. This morning, we have suicide prevention instructor, Ms. Fonda Bryant, and a good friend of our studio here, also Counselor Damion Harmon with us. Guys, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
And we could do this every week, Fonda. And I know you would welcome that if we invited you every single week. But this is interesting. You know, we talk about it a lot during the year, but the holidays especially are hard on a lot of people. But you want parents to really listen up this morning because during the holidays, that's one of the toughest times for students in high school, middle school, but even college. Why is that?
Because the thing is a lot of children are going through stuff at home. They're coming out of school and they've had problems in school, and they're not going to be around their friends and different things like that. And I never will forget Dr. Marion Bish, who used to be with CMS Student Services, told me years ago that when young people go home for a break, whether it's a long weekend or a holiday, the suicide attempts go up. So I'm here to let parents know you need to watch out for signs to be able to help them through, and if they're going through something, you need to get them help ASAP.
Yeah, and Damion, for you as a counselor, I mean, what are some things that you've not only heard from students of all ages, but even the families, you know, if their kids are away at college, what are some of the difficulties that you see this time of year in folks?
Well, definitely around this time, you would see that adjustment because a lot, especially freshmen, sophomores coming from college, they often deal with the adjustment of being at home for 12 years, 12, 14, 15 years, and then all of a sudden not being with their parents and not having the rules and the regulations. So now there's an adjustment.
Oh, yeah.
And there's an adjustment in their personality and things that they're into. So when they're coming back home, they may have misused alcohol, you know, substance abuse, things like that. So understanding your child and having those conversations are very important.
Well, that's a great idea. All right, Fonda, what are some things, both for the student maybe coming home and for the family, the adults, what are some things that we need to do to prepare for the holiday?
Well, I start with the parents. Be willing to listen to them and not be judgmental, because it's easy for us to say, well, you know, you need to be doing this, you should be doing that. Just listen. Cut off your cell phone, give them your undivided attention. And for students and coming home, be willing to be open and talk to your parents and let them know that you're struggling, let them know that you're going through things. And also, if they're going through something, let them know that, hey, I'm here to help you. If we need to go see somebody, we will. You got to have that approachability on both sides, where you're willing to go and talk to your parents and they're willing to listen, because it is getting to the point now for young people 10 to 24 that suicide is the second leading cause of death.
Think a 10-year-old would need to think about it. Damion, for a lot of these, a lot of those in the age bracket, there's a lot of self-harm going on.
A lot.
How do you, unless they come to you saying, here's what I've done, I've cut or I'm doing whatever, how do you approach it? How do you even bring that up?
Well, understanding their personality, for one. For two, when they begin to isolate themselves or you see that change in behavior, whether it be manic or depressed, you just take the time to have that conversation with them to ask, you know, have you ever had thoughts of wanting to harm yourself or anyone else? Okay,
and if they do, if they admit and say, I did one time, what do you do with that information?
Well, you definitely want to make sure that they get the treatment that they need, whether that be a therapist as well as a psychiatrist, to do some type of evaluation to make sure that we are ruling out possible diagnosis of bipolar or depression or anxiety.
Fonda, how do you safeguard your home for the holidays on a regular basis, or if a student, a family member's coming home just say for a week or a couple of weeks?
Well, I think one of the best things to do is to, like a lot of people have alcohol around freely, they don't really lock it up, to be mindful of your alcohol. You know, if you have it out, you know, I think it's best to kind of just put it up and make sure you keep an eye on it. If you're looking at, hey, wait a minute, I had a half a bottle before I went to bed, now I get up, it's less than half, then you need to start asking questions. But again, when your child maybe comes home from school and they were outgoing and everything and they start isolating themselves, they're not eating, they don't want to talk, it's time for a parent to go and have that conversation and say, how can I help you? What's going on with you? And just be willing again to listen and not be judgmental.
That's it. Be observant. You know your kids and your close family members better than anyone. Both of you, Fonda, Damion, thank you both for coming on.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Appreciate that. And certainly suicide prevention. We've got those numbers that you need to have on hand all the time. We've got those on our website as well. All right, 726.